Gacha games are a dividing topic. Some people love them, some people hate them. Some argue the children are victims
and then the people that play them still hate them, but they still play them.
of the predatory practices, while the opposition is full of child predator. When a normal person hears about any gacha game, they immediately write it off as a garbage, grindy, low-effort, predatory, unfun, pay-to-win mobile.
See, I think it's disingenuous to say it's low effort. It's not low effort. They do put effort into their games. And it is fun because people like playing the game. It's just, you know, it's just a little bit of cash stack flow that you require to put in to deposit, you know?
Game. And that saddens me, because that's just not true. It's not pay to win at all. Gacha games are often claimed to be pay to win by people who don't play gacha games. But as someone with years of experience in some of the most popular gacha games out there, like
I thought gacha games were pay to win. Like you get the best weapons or whatever and the best characters. Is this guy coping, chat?
Genshin Impact, Fate Grand Order, Arknight,
Being sarcastic.
and Love Alive School Idol Festival, which I won't mention ever again because I like to pretend I never played that game. I can tell you that not only are gacha games not pay to win, they are actually pay to lose.
Ooh.
A pay-to-win game can be defined as a game in which you pay to win. Yeah, a real shocker, I know.
Wow.
A good example of a pay-to-win game is a game like
FIFA.
FIFA, specifically FIFA Ultimate Team.
What blows my mind about FIFA is that there's people that play FIFA, right? And then the new FIFA comes out and they just spend that money all over again. There's no carryover at all. Like, you spend like $1,000 on FIFA 2019, the new one comes out in 2020, you spend it all again, and you're eating slop. I made a video reacting to FIFA slop gacha mechanics, and some guy in the comments was trying to like argue with me and say that it's okay to spend $100,000 on FIFA. He's like, it doesn't matter if you spend $100,000 if you can just do it. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're still a whale, man. Real money? Yes! There was a guy in the video. I forget. This was like, I don't know, 10, 11 months ago. It was about like whales in video games, and they were specifically talking about FIFA. There was a guy in the comments that they had a screenshot of talking about how they spent $150,000 on FIFA and they would do it again in a heartbeat just because they can. And I'm like, and basically my reaction was like, you should probably not do that. It's not good for gaming. It's kind of harmful. And they're like, there was a guy that commented on my reaction and said that I was a stupid dumb bitch, that I don't know what I'm talking about, and that people should spend their money however they want. And I'm like, well, yeah, but it's kind of ruining the game industry because they're pumping out this garbage and what is it called? Perpetuating the problem. Like, that was my argument. So I don't know.
In case you haven't noticed from
People
my
are
low
crazy.
IQ sounding accent, I am in fact European, meaning that I was practically born with a football in my hands and therefore have a lot of experience playing FIFA.
Football.
Unfortunately, FIFA is a truly one-of-a-kind game where not only do you have to pay,
How does this game have mostly positive in it? That's kind of crazy.
to play, but having a better team than your opponent gives you a significant advantage, meaning that you are incentivized to buy packs and spend more money, with some FIFA pros reportedly having spent over 27,000 real-life dollars only
$27,000. That's part of my tuition from school, man. That's actually obscene to me. I've spent, the most I've ever spent on a game over 4 years was BDO, and it was like $2,000-$3,000. And that's over a couple of years of playing the game, basically almost exclusively. How is that even possible, man? Do you just swipe every day without thinking?
for all of that to be entirely wasted when FIFA 69 comes out in stores near you. Gacha games are not pay to win, because you don't pay at all. Gacha games are all based on the free-to-play model, where you can play for free, and there's an optional in-game shop where you can buy in-game currency, which in turn can be used to summon new and often better characters.
It's all confusing. All these currencies are extremely confusing for like a new player. You have to get into it to understand them, and they're like optional. You could earn this and that through like grinding dailies.
Hold, isn't that literally the same thing? I hear you say. Well, while you are technically correct, please don't forget that you are also technically retarded. FIFA is a pay-to-win game because it's a PvP game, meaning that you are rewarded for stealing your mom's credit card by being able to beat your opponent, while gacha games are more often than
You pulled Messi? Whoa!
not PvE games, meaning that gacha gamers, realistically speaking, are only capable of beating their meat. To JPEGs of underage girls, gacha games are PvE games, otherwise known as single-player games, meaning that if you can beat the story with the characters and currency you are given for free, then there is no real incentive to spend money at all. Can something really be pay to win when victory is almost guaranteed?
Yeah, you pay to lose, essentially. Yeah, just like you said. Why do people even care about this stuff? Remember when games were just like hard or difficult and you just beat the game without paying money? I remember.
Genshin Impact is an incredibly easy game, to the point that you can easily complete the entire story without touching the gacha system at all. The only somewhat challenging aspect of the game being the Spiral Abyss, which is a completely optional mode. Since there is a time limit, the Abyss definitely feels more like a DPS check than a skill check, which is why it may feel like it incentivizes spending money on the game. But given that the 3 strongest characters in the game are easily available 4 stars, and you are almost guaranteed to get at least 1 new 5-star every 75 pulls or so, the Abyss shouldn't pose much of a problem at all. You just need to understand the fundamentals of the game, like team building, and artifacts, and rotation, and animations, and damage formula.
Yeah, I was about to say they overwhelm you just like the shop, so that it's confusing for a new player. For me, when I launched Genshin for the first time, I was kind of confused, and I'm pretty savvy to like systems. Like BDO has systems upon systems upon systems upon systems. It's easy. I disagree. I think it's confusing. They don't explain it well at all. There's so many layers to this shit.
Reaction. Arknights is definitely a more challenging game. It's a tower defense game where every obtainable character has a unique playstyle and abilities. The game can almost feel like a puzzle sometimes, where not having been given the correct puzzle pieces can definitely make it more challenging. Not having either Suitor or Force can make the game harder to beat, but it's definitely not impossible. You just have to think outside the box sometimes. Maybe try rearranging your units, perhaps give different units a shot, or try looking it up on the internet. This guy on
or you could swipe your mom's credit card and forego all of that.
YouTube called Kyostin makes easy to follow guides on how to beat every stage with mostly 4-star characters. You can take inspiration from him or outright copy the entire strat like the rest of us. Some people even clear the extreme difficulty optional stages with 4 stars only. So what's stopping you from beating the normal stages? Other than your single-digit IQ.
My penis.
Or your surplus of chromosomes. Or Vagrant Order is somehow simultaneously the easiest and the hardest game of the 3. Gameplay-wise, FGO is definitely one of the games ever made. It somehow manages to combine extreme difficulty with the worst gacha rates of all time and extreme reliance on RNG, making FGO at times genuinely difficult. One could even say that FGO is kind of like the Dark Souls of gacha games, is what I—
Except Dark Souls doesn't have massive RNG tied behind every single boss. Like, yeah, you can get really unlucky and get danced on by Malenia like 100 times in a row, but it's statistically unlikely. Like, for me personally, when I got danced on like 4 or 5 times in a row, that pissed me the fuck off. But this seems to be really excessive.
I would say, if there wasn't a literal press to win button that revives your entire party and gives them all 100% NP charge, like, Why? The only drawback being that it has a cooldown of 3 days, but given that the amount of truly challenging stages are rather far and few between, the cooldown really isn't a big deal at all. Gacha games are not pay to win. At best, they are pay to win slightly faster, and at their worst, they are pay to win with 10% brain usage. And while making the game easier may be fun to some people, I can guarantee that for the vast majority of people, spending money makes the game less enjoyable, therefore making gacha games pay to lose. Hear me out. A gacha game can't be a pay-to-win game, because most gacha games at their core are barely even games. 90% of the time you are doing nothing but mindless farming, which in the case of Arknights can be done through autoplay. This isn't even gameplay anymore. Whether it be gacha currency or level up materials, gacha games are fundamentally about resource management and planning, which
or they give away different currencies for free with like codes and stuff. Ooh.
Characters should you spend your currency on? Do I prioritize waifu or meta?
Look at how much text there's on the screen! I can't read Japanese, but holy crap!
Which characters will allow me to clear the game, and which characters will make my PP hard, but also which materials do I farm, or which character should I build, and in which order. There are—
This guy is such a tool. Look at all these 4 stars. Level 90 maxed out. Level 80. Oh.
No definitive answers to any of these questions. Your answer may vary depending on
many
your
bitches
preferred
does this guy
playstyle,
get?
your progress through the game, or the state of your account. Examples being,
5 stars?
what other
Yeah.
characters do you have to synergize with? Do you have a good weapon or craft essence to equip? Or do you already own a character that fulfills a similar role? All of these questions lead to everyone making different decisions and progressing through the game in a way that is specific to them only. No 2 accounts are the same, and being forced to make difficult decisions makes your account truly feel like it's yours. In a way, gacha games play like—
I never understood that part. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm like a min-maxer at heart in a way, but like, I find it really annoying when you can't play the game when you have to play it in a certain way. Like, it can be difficult to play in a way that you want, with the characters you want, but I just don't want to go through it.
A massive roguelike, where the resources given or not given to you massively change the way you have to approach the game, resulting in a completely different experience for everyone, which creates this amazing sense of community. People understandably want to know which choice will be the best before making rash decisions, and want to know what choices other people have made.
I said I wasn't gonna pull for Game Miko, but then this happened. Genshin Impact. Oh, this is Envy! Yeah, I've heard of this guy before.
A trend like Genshin characters me and my friends own should be a completely uninteresting video. Who the fuck are you and why should I care? Yet these—
You wanna know the worst part about being a Genshin streamer? Or actually the best part? All of the money you spend on Genshin, it's a tax write-off.
videos are enjoyed by many people. People want to know what choices the people around them have made. Ask 2 friends that play the same gacha game which characters the others own, and I'm sure they could give you a detailed description of their entire account. FGO was the most tweeted about game in 2017, 18,
wow.
19,
wait, go back.
FGO was the
FGO? Wait, FGO had the most tweets? Over Fortnite? That's actually crazy. When you're doing polls, people don't know for you to do more. Absolutely, yeah. People get super excited when you poll. Yeah, I bet you $100 is crazy hype trains. I've never watched like a Genshin stream in my life, but I bet you the excitement, like they want you to pull the thing, will make them dono too. Super Smash Bros, Ensemble, Grand Blue Fantasy. Grand Blue Fantasy's up here too. PUBG.
Most tweeted about game in 2017, 18, 19, and the runner-up in 2020, with Genshin Impact taking the crown in 2021. And this is no coincidence. Gacha games are unrivaled in terms of forming a sense of community, to the point that I
didn't even know what or who or where Yae Miko is from. I just saw a bunch of people in a Discord change their profile picture to her and go bananas when she came out. I didn't even play Genshin. I didn't even know that it was a game. I just saw a bunch of people and I was like, these people are crazy. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I had no idea that it was a thing. They're like, yeah. Like, I'm just gonna change my profile picture to this hot chick.
Old, ugly-looking single-player sprite RPG
Yeah, what
visual
anime?
novel
I
was
didn't
more
even know.
talked about than Fortnite in its prime. But the moment you decide to bust out a credit card, you lose all of this. No decision holds any weight anymore. Managing your resources is unnecessary when you have infinite energy. Any form of strategy can be thrown out the window when you can brute force everything. And what is left? An endless grind of farming. Is this really what you wanted? Gacha
Yes. Yes, this is what whales want and they love it.
games are not pay to win. They are pay to win slightly faster. Yes, spending money does make you win easier, but you lose out on so much more. You lose the enjoyment.
Humans are made to find the path of least resistance. Why are we still coping about this? That's why whales exist. Like, you're sitting here grinding your dailies, but if you could spend $20 to save yourself like a bunch of time, people love to do that. They really do.
You lose the sense of community. You lose the sense of pride.
What community, man? Genshin community fucking sucks and I don't even participate in it. What?
Or accomplishment. But most importantly, you lose a shit ton of money. Like, what the fuck are you doing? The goal of a game is not always to win. It's about having fun. Someone who has never failed doesn't know what it's like to finally succeed. Someone who has never been disappointed doesn't know how satisfying it can be. And someone with infinite chances.
Yeah, but you can argue that about rich people or kids that are born into nepotism. They don't know what it's like to have hardship, but they also have a bunch of money, so they don't give a fuck. It's just a reflection on life. Like, it sucks, but it's true. Like, have you ever talked to, like, a Nepo baby before? It's insane how they have this worldview. They're like, oh, well, you know, why don't you just take your, like, taxi to, like, whatever? And you're just like, because I don't have that kind of money? Like, what? It's the same thing. They shortcut through the game because they just want to get to the end. They don't care.
Doesn't know the feeling of finally beating the odds. Hidetaka Miyazaki, the creator of Dark Souls being kind of like the Dark Souls of video games, once said that his games are about accomplishment by overcoming tremendous odds. He says, we don't try to force difficulty or make things hard for the sake of it. We want players to use their cunning, study the game, memorize what's happening, and learn from their mistakes. There is nothing more satisfying than overcoming great challenges. Yes, it may suck to try and try again, but it's all worth it in the end, because there is no greater elation than overcoming great adversity with nothing more than your own skill and determination.
Again, Nepo babies are a thing. Life is just a reflection of video games. There's always someone who's willing to pay the price to skip shit. It doesn't matter. It's just you don't. It's like how you can't ever understand how Nepo babies or people with a lot of money or born into a lot of money, they will never understand you and vice versa. You will never understand the whales that spend $9,000 a month on like a Genshin game. Yeah.
Playing for gacha games is like playing Dark Souls on easy mode, and nobody would want to do that. Right?
Yes, they would.
Right? Speaking of Dark Souls, yo, if you're watching this video as it comes out, then I'll be playing Elden Ring about 13 hours from now. I'll go live here on YouTube and on Twitch at around 12 PM Central European time. I might just decide to stream the entire weekend since I'll be playing anyway, but I haven't decided yet. Anyway, if you have nothing better to do, come say hi. A very special thanks to my patrons for supporting me, even though I don't upload very often. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
If Elden Ring had pay to win, you would absolutely find people dumping thousands of dollars into the game. That was a good video. It's a good discussion roller, you know? Like, I don't think it's a bad video. Think about it critically, chat. We don't always have to watch videos that we disagree with. I mean, agree with.